What up, what up, what up? So, focus this shit. So, doing cardio before you do your lifting. Now, with a lot of people I've trained and trained with, I've always advised not to do it. And the main reasons are, think of it as energy. You know, you've gone in the gym with X amount of energy. Now you're expected to expend, say, 40-50% of that energy in that gym session alone. Do you really want to waste time and potentially waste possible gains on, say, doing 10-15 minutes warm-up on a treadmill and then hitting your weights? Because there's a study that's just come out. I know Jason Blahar's just done a video and a couple of other people just done a video basically saying they and this has been proven, that they got, you know, X amount of people, let's say 10, and they all did the same warm-up, and I use this for the warm-up. So yeah, they did 10-minute, 15-minute warm-up, and then they did their weight session. Now it was proven that they lost 20% worth of strength and reps. 20% of their whole workout session, just because they did a 10-15 minute warm-up. Now, the way I see it, I want to go in the gym strong and I want to finish. You know, the icing on the cake is, you know, if I'm doing cardio that day, will be the cardio at the end. I want to be able to hit some, you know, some decent lifts, some heavy lifts, and not have to worry about, you know, losing out on reps and fatiguing and failure and things like that before I've even got to, you know, and depleted ATP and things like that. So, moral of the story really, people, is always do your cardio at the end. I'm not going to get into too much detail on the science of it. Basically, you know, just think of it as you go in with X amount of energy, you want to use the majority of that to get some decent heavy lifts and quality lifts in. Or, you know, even if you're doing high volume, you want to use it mainly on that. Plus, if you're cutting, you don't really want, because potentially you could be losing a lot of lean muscle tissue if you're doing your cardio first, and you know, and going catabolic. You don't really want to be getting into that. So yeah, do your cardio at the end of your weight session. Make sure you've burned out doing your weights, because as we know, the more lean muscle tissue you've got, you will naturally, walking around, burn more calories daily anyway. So you're going to burn more fat the more muscle tissue that you gain. So hand in hand, they both work, you know, within synergy with each other. So yeah, do cardio last. I also see a lot of beginners that will do their cardio first and then finish on doing weights. I'd try and steer away from that. Get your weight sessions in first. I see a lot of ladies that'll do their cardio first and then think they're finishing up, toning up, and you're actually not. You're probably making things a hell of a lot harder and worse for yourselves doing this sort of process that you've started doing. I know you're in a routine. Break it. It's wrong. It's not going to benefit you as much as you think it is. So, all beginners out there, anyone that's doing cardio before they're hitting their weights and hitting their lifts, or, you know, this also applies to machines. I don't care what you're lifting, what you're pressing, what you're pushing. It's still classed as lifting. You know, I'm not talking like it to bodybuilders only. This is to everybody. Every single gym goer, I don't care if you're 90 or 19. Always do your weight session first. There's so many people out there that I see that are, you know, my gym is strange because we've got a weights room and we've got a cardio room. So I'm always in the weights room first, obviously. And I will see people after an hour into my session, because I get there at opening time. So, you know, an hour into my session, I see people start filtering through into the weights area. I'm thinking, you've just done your cardio. Why are you doing this? So yeah, guys, beginners and all, ladies, you too. Get your lifts in first. Do that first. Don't be intimidated by the weight section. Guys, don't give a shit what you're doing. I don't care what you're doing. If you need help, go and ask somebody. If you're struggling with your lifts, go and ask your, you know, the gym manager, gym instructors. There's always people walking around. ask some members, because you'd always see the regulars. And yeah, make sure that you're hitting your weights first, guys. Or have a day of cardio, you know, and hit it properly. Don't just do 10-15 minutes at the end of a session. If you can't fit it in properly, extend your weight session every time for 15 minutes and have a day of cardio where you can hit some proper HIIT training or LISS cardio. HIIT is high intensity interval training and LISS is low intensity steady state. Sorry. But yeah, so cardio, end of your session, don't lose your gains, let's keep it strong. And on that note, guys, I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna leave you. Peace.